Hi everyone. This is a flip through of my Junk Journal July completed journal. And so I'll just get right into it. I made it from a trifold flyer that I got in the mail, an advertisement of some kind, and I covered it up, just collaged the cover. On the inside, I added the prompts, and mostly the pages are made from junk mail. And one of the challenges for me was just proceeding day by day and doing the next page with the appropriate prompt, no matter what the size of the page was. And it was all a bit challenging, but fun, and I learned some things. So I'll just flip through and not talk too much. But this is page 1, good vibes. It's a picture of my mom, my sister, and myself laughing. This is pop of color. This is negative space. I'm not very happy with the way it came out, but there is negative space there. You just can't tell very well. This is tickets and tags. Used a lot of, well, both. This is fold out, and I added a, anyway, I folded it out. This is layers on layers, and I've got a napkin, washi tape, music paper, another page on top of that, stamping, book page, fabric, punches. So there's quite a few layers there. This is framed. I just thought that guy was amusing, so I framed him. This is brown paper, and I used packaging, mainly, yeah, just packaging, and then some stamped images. This is balance, and what I did was take a junk mail envelope and basically repeat the top with a little the window up here. I did the same thing down here, and so it's balanced. It's not identical, but I did use the same images and just tried to make it balanced. That was day 9. This is 10, and it's stripped back, and it is strictly a Tim Holtz tissue paper and a photo of a woman who is also sort of stripped back because she's in a bathing suit from the 1940s. This is paper sample, and I think that's pretty self-explanatory. This is gratitude, and I just made a list of the things that I'm grateful for. Tried a little doodling on that. This is details. Got a lot of, little details, may not even show that much, but this is an image from a Victoria magazine, which is just a beautiful magazine. This is torn, and all of these paper pieces are torn. And then I did a kind of a broken heart, and with a guy looking at the moon, holding a photo of a woman that I guess he loves. This is, let's see, oops. So I had, I just did a collage of old book pages and a fold out, and then this is tucked in this tuck spot, and inside that is something else, and inside that is something else, and inside that is this, which is tucked away. I'll put all that back later. This is maximalism, and I used a number of techniques on this and some things that I had already made. So yeah, there's just a lot of techniques, and I've spelled it out in my little, with what's inside here. Oh, here they are. I used gesso, collage, stenciling, texture paste, paint spatter, punches, handmade envelopes, lace, and embossing in this spread. So almost every day I looked at these things and I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And gradually it just kind of worked itself out. So this is Pause, and I just took this magazine picture of a woman doing yoga and tried to sort of match the background with papers of a similar color so it blends right in. This is a Favorite Supply, and although I wouldn't say punches are my favorite supply, I do use them a lot. So it's a variety of border punches, circle punches, scallop circle punches, butterfly. Let's see, I'm not sure what this is. I guess I could, oh, interactive. So yeah, I open it up and there's a tuck spot there, in here, and pull this out, and anyway, there's just another thing in there. So this is a letter to myself. When I was a teenager, I used to write letters to myself in lieu of having a journal or diary. And I went looking for those because I have a lot of ephemera and memorabilia from my early years. And I actually found one. This is a little later in my life than I was thinking of, but it's an actual letter that I wrote to myself, kind of a pep talk. It's in pencil. And yeah, I came across it. So I thought, well, I'll just use that as a letter to myself because I already wrote a letter to myself. So yeah, I wrote it in June 1971. This is Contrast, and the top part I did sort of grungy. I've got a bread tag and a pull tab, and just sort of brown paper, and the sort of the grungy look. And then the bottom is more colorful. There's lace, a doily, brighter colors, pretty stickers. So that was that. Day 22 is pockets. I've got a pocket. I think this first pocket holds 3 different tags. And then inside, again, using the shape of the envelope that appeared on that day, I did more. So on the inside, I did these 2 kind of pockets. And then I did one more that's a trifold pocket. So day 23 is overlap, and I just overlapped, well, I started with a napkin underneath, and I overlapped just completely different styles of papers, one over the other. Not that much, but anyway. And this is very vintage, and I used old newspaper and book pages as a background. This is actually a paper from, I believe it's 1920, maybe even earlier than that, an actual newspaper advertisement for a play in Spokane. And then I have an image of a Victorian lady. Yeah. This is Photograph, and I actually couldn't stop with one. This is, I know it's hard to see with the glare, but that is actually my aunt. She lived in Washington, D.C. in the 1940s. I believe she worked for the government. And that is a picture. Here's a picture in 1941 of a monument in Washington, D.C. I'm not sure what that is. And then a soldier with a young boy with his helmet on the young boy. And I just like the fact that it was all from a similar era. Those are really antique pictures from that era, so photographs from that era. So that's what I did for that. This is Cozy, and I've got a picture of books, tea, reading. Here's a fireplace with a cat in front of it. Again, more tea and a piece of cake, which would make it very, very cozy. This is postcard. I just like that postcard. Again, this is also from Washington, D.C., keeping with that theme. And I don't have anything written on the back, but I liked it. For one reason, it was vertical, and that's what the page called for. So this is upcycled, and the background is packing paper from an Amazon package. It came out kind of smooth, so it's hard to tell, but the tuck spot is from a Kleenex box, as is the tag. And then the tab is a pull tab. A playlist. This is an ongoing thing. I'm, from another era. So I like listening, especially when I'm working, I like listening to old songs that I bring back good memories and that I can sing along to. So I've just sort of started my list of really old things that I listen to. Like I said, I'm gonna continue to add to it. This is something about gardens. Oh, in the garden. And that's an actual picture I took when I was in England in May. And the gardens were just spectacular there. So that's what I put for that. And then the last one is, I don't think I wrote it anywhere. Oh yeah, it is nostalgia. And I have some wonderful old magazines from the 50s, and I just cut out images from those and put them in there. And then because I have somebody, dealing with dirty pots and pans, and here's a woman working with her apron on and in the kitchen, and didn't want to imply that I longed for those days necessarily, but it was a I don't know, a kind of a nicer time in many ways. Certainly more considerate of other people, and certainly more innocent. So here's a boy flying kites, and so I just wrote about that, my thoughts as to why I wrote, or why I chose these images. So that is that. I'm quite proud of myself for completing the journal. It did get quite fat, so I turned this around twice to seal it, and I'm going to put it away. And I had a great time, and I learned a lot, and I'm glad I did it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.